Welcome back, everybody, to this week's Dear Amber, Chinese Pod's Insider's Guide to Everything China. This week, we have the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right, Bazza Talks, the infamous Bazza. And I will ask a question to Clay on the Western male's fascination with dating Chinese girls. And also, just in time for flu season, Jenny gets the flu and gives us the lowdown on Chinese remedies for when you're sick. Okay, now this is a Dear Amber special guest alert. We have a special guest today. Actually, someone did ask a question. I saw it on the post. I think it was Gulnik. He asked, Where is Bazza?
Our mystery man.
And he's here with us in the studio. Hi, Bazza.
你好.
大家好.
Perfect. And he even speaks Chinese for us.
We were so happy to see him.
Yes, the enigma revealed. We have the Bazza expose today on Dear Amber.
Bazza, we've been looking forward to this day for as long as we could remember. What does it feel like for you finally coming to the
meeting Jenny?
meeting all of us.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
是吗? Awesome.
What do you think of China so far? Shanghai.
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us, what have you done so far? Tell everybody.
I went to the Jinmao Tower yesterday.
Oh, the Jimao Tower. Cool. Did you see the view?
Yeah.
So what do you think of Shanghai? Pretty big, hey?
Yeah, massive.
Pretty high-tech, huh?
Yeah, and then how about the Bund? Have you been to the Bund?
Yeah.
He's been to Chinese Pod 3 times, right?
Yeah.
We're so honored.
His favorite China experience so far, 对吧? Even though we're hidden in the corner of crime spree and urine.
Yeah. Have you seen the bathroom with no plumbing yet, Bazza? I'm going to take you down there after. You have to see
You need
that.
someone to go for moral support, 对吧?
Yeah. So, hey, Bazza, I think a lot of our listeners want to know. They want to know, Bazza, what made you start to learn Chinese? Because you're like one of our earliest C-potties, right?
Our earliest, I think.
I think so. Before my time.
对.
So what made you learn Chinese in the beginning?
It just looked like a challenge, really.
You like a challenge. Cool.
So were you just randomly searching your iTunes and then Chinese Pod came up?
Yeah.
Did you find Chinese Pod on the first day that they broadcast, or which day?
Probably not straight away now.
No, Jenny, you remember, when did you first see Bazza on the website?
I remember it was like either the first or the second week, really, really early.
Wow.
And then we started a lifelong relationship.
And it's been 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
So Bazza's been learning for 2 years, one of our oldest students.
And really, we've seen how much his language skills have just grown and
Totally
continue to blow us away.
Yeah. Hey, Bazza, I think a lot of people want to know, are there Chinese people where you live? I think I've seen you post kind of like mysterious Chinese labels from boxes online. Does Chinese have anything to do with your work?
Not really, no.
So where'd you get the Chinese labels from? Like, I saw you post that before.
So
just supplies from China, really.
So what do you do for work, Bazza?
Computer design.
Oh, I could have guessed that. You're so techie.
Yes, and you set up the forum, the Chinese Pod forum.
That's right.
When did you set it up?
I think it's over a year now, I think.
Over a year. Wow.
And now, how many members are there?
Nearly 2,000.
Whoa. Oh. I didn't even know.
So it feels like to be the leader of a Chinese Pod tribe, huh? Pretty cool.
And I know what I want to know. Are there any Chinese people where you live, Bazza?
Not really, no.
No? Do you ever see any on the street that you can just try out your Chinese with?
Occasionally.
Occasionally?
Where do you live in England?
It's near Leeds.
Near Leeds. Small town?
Yeah.
So not many Chinese people around. Have you ever thought about starting a Chinese school there? Interest group, at least.
Not really. No.
Try the online one first, huh?
Well, actually, a lot of people I know are curious, Bazza. They want to know, how do you find so many Chinese resources online?
Just in Google, really.
Google. What a concept. I should try that.
Just try, Amber, you're not trying hard enough.
I know, I'm just so not techie.
Well, Bazza, I'm curious, how much time do you spend with Chinese Pod and learning Chinese in general? Every day?
A few hours a day.
A few hours a day.
So dedicated. I could learn from you.
So we are a huge part of your life. Wow. You've been a huge part
Definitely
in our life too. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about, do you have any Chinese future plans, Bazza? What are you going to use your Chinese for?
Don't know really.
Just personal growth, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
let
really
it evolve.
special.
Have you used your Chinese on the streets since you got here?
A lot of students of Chinese Pod tell us while they love to speak and listen to Mandarin, they are a bit intimidated to learn how to read and write in it because of the complexity of Chinese characters. That's why we created the 66 Characters series. Try it and see for yourself.
A little bit.
Not really. But how about reading signs? Because you're good at reading and writing, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, it's helped you for reading signs and getting around? Cool.
Can I ask, what is your favorite Chinese character?
朱琪. That's Jenny's Chinese name, for you don't know.
可能白，对吧？白瑞 Bazza，
Yeah.
Cool.
真的啊，这是你最喜欢的，是吗？
Well, we want to thank Bazza for coming in, but we have to take him for lunch now, everybody. So we have to steal him away. We're going for
Yes.
some Chinese food.
Yay! See you next time, and Bazza, please come back.
Bazza will be back. I can tell he'll be like a recurring guest. He'll be back.
He will steal the show.
Thanks, Bazza.
Then see you next time. Bye.
再见。
Our next question actually comes from me, Amber. So I'm going to ask a question, and this question is going to be, Dear Clay. Now, Dear Clay, why does every foreign guy have a Chinese girlfriend within a week of their arrival in China? This is a question I want to ask Clay. At the risk of stealing some of my own thunder, I'm going to turn the question to Clay today. Clay?
So why does every foreigner have a Chinese girlfriend?
Every foreign guy. I've noticed I'm wondering, is this like a rite of passage? Like, I kind of was noticing about you because Clay, like you've only arrived here like what?
I don't
2
have
weeks?
a Chinese girlfriend.
No, but I overheard like some matchmaking setting up going
Really?
on. So it brought to mind that question. It's like, I was wondering, is it like something for men when they come here? Is it part of the allure of China to come and have an Asian girlfriend?
Well, just based on the numbers, in regards to expats, it's got to be 9-1 men to women. So,
Oh, that's true. That's
so
true.
there's not many foreign women to be.
So it's like a fish in the sea kind of thing, or what?
Well, I think that plays something to do with it, but
But I've noticed there's a lot of guys, they're kind of into Asian women. I mean, don't you think that's part of the reason why they're maybe interested
guys
in
like
China?
me, for
No,
example?
I mean, not naming names by any means.
Yeah, I mean, guys get girlfriends for different reasons. I think for one reason, if you say we're coming to China and you wanted to speak Chinese, there probably isn't a better way than to have a Chinese-speaking girlfriend. That's probably one thing that a lot of people...
So there's like the using the girl factor.
Well, you can say that, I guess.
I see. Well, I mean, in that case,
Using
you could
in a
just,
good way.
You could just go to like any Chinese, like a Mandarin school, and pick up a teacher. You slurp that way too many times. It's going to be difficult for you to get a girlfriend if you have those table manners. Okay, so there is a Chinese language learning element to it. I mean, is that the element for you, Clay? Why you want a Chinese girlfriend?
I think it would. It'd be nice to have someone who spoke Chinese. I mean, Chinese would obviously get better. I don't see how it couldn't.
Good point.
But you also have girls who they kind of want to use you for the same thing. They want to learn English.
True.
So,
I think that's
so. There
very
can be a
common.
conflict of interest sometimes.
Yeah, that's
I've
right.
heard that happen more than once.
I've often had those conversations where like you're the foreigner's the one speaking Chinese and the Chinese person's the one speaking English.
Speaking English, yeah,
It's a bit odd.
They both don't want to budge.
Yeah, it depends who's more stubborn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so there's that kind of girlfriend element. Okay, well, I've also seen, I mean, some foreigners, though, they don't speak Chinese and they definitely want Chinese girlfriends. Like, what's the
there's-
other motives?
Well, I think, like you said, it's
Is it because they're more submissive than Western women? Is that what it
something
is?
different. Well, they're new to China, maybe, and they've never had a Chinese or an Asian girlfriend before, so it's different, it's foreign, and that's
Yeah, I think that's an element. And I kind of think, okay, tell me, I might be wrong, I might get blasted for this one, but I kind of think there is an element of like, when they come to China, they have the celebrity status of it, and I think that they can kind of maybe get a pretty hot girlfriend, depending, I mean, they could be maybe not a 10 themselves, but they could maybe like
Sure.
be with
Oh.
some model or something, right?
Well, that's where the
Is that the case with you, Clay? Just kidding.
well, I know a lot of foreigners, they come over here and they have a lot of money, so not the case here. And they just like in any culture, you have a lot of money, it can attract a better looking woman. So
Is that true? I don't
you
believe
tell
in
me.
that.
No.
I don't subscribe to that
Amber.
one.
If not you, I know you at least know some girls who
Yeah,
definitely go for the
that's
guys
true.
who got the dollars.
So any other categories of like reasons for men dating Chinese girls, wanting Chinese girls so badly when they get here?
Well, it can be again, somewhat easy for the foreigners over here. So you definitely have your dirty old men who, well, basically,
the dirty old men factor.
they love China.
I see. So there is different reasons. We can't really
and,
make generalizations is the key, right?
Yeah, they generally go for pretty much any girl who is
Any girl who's a girl,
well,
really.
yeah, their standards are fairly low. So I like to think I haven't hit dirty old man status yet.
Yeah, well, we got a couple years, maybe.
Hopefully more than a couple.
Well, if you show them your baseball card, you can probably milk that for about 20 years more, at least. Okay, so Clay, how many Chinese girlfriends have you had? How about this?
Really only one.
Whoa,
Yeah.
so monogamous of you.
Yeah, only one.
Wow, and in how long was that?
Well, I've only been here
relationship?
2 weeks, so.
Oh, you mean one since you came? I meant before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you've already had
Oh,
one.
just kidding.
Oh, my.
Just kidding. No, none here in Shanghai, but yeah, just one before. And it was different. It was definitely different.
So I'm kind of curious then, like, as a Western guy, you've obviously dated Western girls. Is there any differences in your sort of relationship factors between dating a Chinese girl and dating a Western girl?
I think one thing is, at least from my experience, and again, I've only dated one Chinese girl. She seemed to latch on pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I think towards the end, I was only, in Hainan, that's where I was living. And there, I was only there temporarily. And I remember her, she knows I'm leaving and I'm leaving. And I remember her saying, coming up to me and was like, whoa, when you leave, like, what am I supposed to do?
Oh.
Like, I'm going home. So I think maybe it was, and this happens, I think, here a lot. Girls see the Western guy as kind of, they have a lot of money. Their lifestyle is going to definitely improve.
Yeah.
And, maybe it's, definitely like the old guys who you could say they use the girls, but sometimes it goes both ways as well. So.
Well, as long as the using is mutual, maybe
using is a bad
mutually
word for
beneficial. Then
There you go.
who can judge
Mutually beneficial.
Okay, what about like showing affection, like that kind of ways? Like, because I know, like, for example, my Chinese friends say, like,
Hello, friends. This is Sarah Chung, a content creator for Chinese Pod. Each week, we find new topics relevant to you and send them to your mobile device. Currently, we have over 4,000 lessons on the app covering a variety of topics. A huge thank you to all of our subscribers who make this amazing journey possible for all. If you are not a subscriber and you would like to try us out with no obligation, go to ChinesePod.com and start your free 30-day trial. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain, so sign up now.
sort of in Chinese families, maybe they're not as open or as affectionate.
I found that not so much. If anything, it was overly affectionate. It's almost like they want everyone to know that they have a foreign boyfriend, and like they want to hold your hand everywhere. And
was it a little bit like
a little too much? A little too much.
Interesting.
Like, get away, get away.
And what about communication? Did you find it was hard? Like any?
That can actually be kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be, some kind of a block, but you have fun with it. It can be kind of fun, actually.
Yeah. So it's interesting because, like, usually we're always talking about foreign guys with Chinese girls. I mean, have you ever known anyone that's a foreign girl with a Chinese guy?
Well, funny enough, my roommate right now, she's
really?
She's an English girl, and her now husband is local Chinese. So when they first met, there was hardly any. She didn't speak Chinese. She still really doesn't speak Chinese. His English has come a long way, but apparently in the beginning, they had that same kind of. Again, you would think it'd be a hurdle, but a year later they're married and happy. So it's
wow.
Yeah,
that's.
But
cool.
you're right. You don't hear about many foreign girls who date Chinese men, but
wow, I want to hear more on that subject.
Yeah,
more.
it's really interesting.
We have to try an experiment.
Maybe we'll bring him in.
All right, good idea. So Clay, he has a hot date tonight, I've heard. So maybe we'll hear
Jenny's
back more.
trying to hook me up.
Yeah, we'll hear back more and see how things pan out for
I'll let
him.
you know how it goes.
Our next question on Dear Amber relates to Jenny. Jenny has a cold. She played so hard in Florida. She didn't puke, but she came back with the flu.
And now I'm nearly puking.
Yeah. So,
Hello, Amber.
Good thing you can't get infected through a microphone, everyone. Don't worry. But I thought this would be a good time to bother Jenny with a question, which is, what are the traditional Chinese remedies for a cold or a flu? I thought
Vinegar.
Because, okay, let's start with vinegar. Because, Western people, we're like chicken soup, right?
Yeah.
Orange juice, that sort of thing. Vinegar, how does vinegar, what do you do with it?
I don't know the rationale behind it, but if there's a big outbreak of cold, flu, we put vinegar around the house.
Oh, so you don't drink it? Or
Not really.
You just put it around the house?
Put it around the house.
Wow.
Let the smell infuse and kill the germ.
And it does
The
smell,
bacteria.
doesn't it?
Yes, it does smell.
That Chinese black vinegar, which I do like to eat, but the smell is quite strong. Also, you just put it in some bowls around the house.
Yes,
Really interesting.
lingering
How about
vinegary smell.
Okay, well, maybe it kills the germs. Who knows? How about, like, do you guys eat chicken soup like we do, or is that a traditional?
No,
one?
it's not a Chinese remedy. And our chicken soup, well, we have very different versions of chicken soup.
Oh, really? Is it that black chicken soup that you're thinking?
No, but it's very oily.
Because there is a black
rich.
chicken here, right?
Yes.
Does everyone know that? It's kind of scary looking. But
Tasty,
okay,
though.
the real chicken
and
soup.
the soup from the black chicken is not black.
Really? Just the chicken's black.
Yeah.
It's weird. Why did I never see that in the West? Oh, so your chicken soup is more oily, more like an oil than a soup.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that wouldn't be very good when you're sick. Probably wouldn't be very appetizing. So what else? Is there any other remedies that Chinese people like to use when you have the flu?
Ginger.
Ginger.
So we boil some water and add ginger and brown sugar, make ginger tea.
Oh, I think I would like that too if I was sick. That seems like a good remedy. What about your moms? Like, what will they do to look after you?
Just order me to sleep really early.
Oh, I guess that's normal. They always do that.
Yeah, and stay away from anything cold or remotely cool.
Oh, yeah. So that reminds me of our Chinese pod lesson this last week.
The
Cold will
threat,
kill you,
yes.
right? So is that really true? All the things in that lesson they mentioned, what were some of the things, Jenny, that that your parents would think would cause illness?
Well, like I said, anything cold, whether it's just cold temperature or exposing yourself to an AC or even drinking cold water, they think you're putting yourself in the danger of cold.
So do you think it's true? Do you think those things, because you're kind of like East meets West, Jenny, do you think that those things really do cause colds? What's your opinion?
Yes.
Really?
See, it's my civilization. It's my roots. I believe in all of those things.
What about when you go outside with wet hair? I know my neighbor, anytime she sees me go outside with wet hair,
Yes,
she
I think
freaks
it's
out.
the number one cause of cold.
Really? But I do it all the time and I don't get sick.
Really?
I think it's psychosomatic. Maybe if we think we're going to get sick, we'll get sick in any culture.
Yes.
Because, of course, in the West, what do we think causes cold? Well, germs. I guess they've proven that, haven't they?
So you have a very scientific approach to it.
I don't know. What about fevers? Is there any traditional Chinese remedies for fevers?
Well, that's interesting because our remedy basically urge people to heat up their body temperature.
Oh, so if you're already 42-degree fever, you should
wrap yourself
get even
in
hotter.
all the clothes and covers you have, get even hotter and sweat.
Really?
So you get the inner heat out from your sweat.
So get even hotter. Well, I'm not sure because I'm not a doctor, but I have a feeling in Western medicine it's the opposite,
Yeah,
isn't it?
cool the body temperature down.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. What about stomach remedies while we're on the subject?
Oh, ginger too.
Ginger as well.
Yeah, you cut, slice some pieces of ginger and put it on a plaster or Band-Aid and stick them onto your belly button.
Oh, so you don't eat it.
No.
You stick it on the belly button.
Yeah.
And what does that do? Go seep in or something?
Yes. We think
Wow.
it cures.
Well, I guess that's good because if you were throwing up, you wouldn't be able to keep anything down. So you could just paste it on your belly button.
And you would smell like ginger. How delightful.
That might be better than any other smells that might be coming out. Okay, and I know, Jenny, one thing, I had a flu once in China, and then someone lovingly stuck a very sticky menthol sort of patch on my
Forehead.
But the thing was, it was nice and warm, but ripping it off was more painful than the flu was. What is that also a traditional Chinese remedy? That sticky patch?
Well, the sticky patch is a modern scientific invention,
What is
medical
it?
invention, but the root is cooling down your body temperature.
Yeah, because it's
So
quite
when you have a
mentholy.
fever, yeah, people would use towel and rinse the towel in cold water and put it on your forehead. So the purpose is to cool down your temperature while you're heating up your temperature with all the covers and the clothes you have on your
Jenny.
body. How complicated is that?
Are you a doctor? You sound, that went way over my head. All I know is that when you rip it off, it really hurts.
Facial hair, we all have those.
Yeah, you don't need to go wax after you have that done.
Yes, unibrow.
Okay, well.
Hey guys, it's Michael here at Chinese Pod. and we want to say thank you to all of our faithful subscribers. If you're not registered yet, head over to ChinesePod.com now and get 20% off.
We got promo codes. Save your money. Promo code. Learn Chinese. Register now at ChinesePod.com.
Use promo code GET20 at checkout to get 20% off your first year.
Along with flu comes headaches. While we're at it, is there any traditional remedy for headaches? And you know, Western people, we should listen because Chinese medicine is very ancient, much more ancient than Western medicine.
Well, there is a very mentally oil or ointment.
Yeah?
You put.
Is it Tiger Balm?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
To your temples, right?
Oh, yeah, that always feels good. I think some Western people do that now too.
It's
We
a
must have
good
got that from
relief.
Chinese people.
Yeah. Or you can massage certain spots on your palm.
Oh, okay. So like reflexology.
Yeah.
So Chinese people also do that for headaches.
Yes.
Oh, well, those are all really good tips. I think like if we could all sort of like meld the West and the East, maybe we'll never get sick again.
Oh, let's hope so.
At least we can feel a lot better with our belly buttons taped over with ginger.
Now I'll go home
Yeah,
and try
Jenny-
some Tiger Balm.
Yeah, and the best thing to do is rest. So we hope Jenny gets well soon. That's it for this week's Dear Amber, Chinese Pod's Insider's Guide to Everything China. Now, don't forget to send any questions you have to Dear Amber at praxislanguage.com or go to my profile and leave me a question. Also, everyone can tell us what they thought of Bazza's interview and leave your own comments about the subjects that we talked about today. We look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you next time on Dear Amber. 下一次见.